October 1943. In the midst of the Second World War, the ferocious battle for territory and strategy wasn't fought only with guns and ships. Sometimes it was a battle against something far more unpredictable, the weather itself. For the Allies and the Axis alike, forecasting the weather could mean the difference between victory and ruin. This remote, unforgiving coastline, part of the Dominion of Newfoundland, would soon become the site of one of the most unusual episodes of the war. A German weather outpost built hundreds of miles from the battlefields of Europe. Weather in the Northern Hemisphere moves predominantly west to east, a fact that gave the Allies a forecasting edge. Allied weather stations in North America, Greenland, and Iceland fed vital data back to London and Washington, giving war planners precious hours of advance notice.
Germany, however, struggled to gather similar intelligence. Ships and submarines could only gather so much data, and every radio transmission risked revealing their position to Allied codebreakers and patrol aircraft. To solve this, the Kriegsmarine deployed a daring plan, and the vessel chosen was U-537. On 18 September 1943, under the command of Kapitänleutnant Peter Schrave, the submarine slipped out of Kiel, Germany, not to hunt enemy ships, but to install something far quieter and stranger. Inside U-537 was a bulky but sophisticated device, the Wetterfunkgerät Land 26, known to the Germans as Station Kurt, an automatic weather station designed to broadcast meteorological readings in Morse code every 3 hours. Constructed by Siemens engineers, it consisted of 10 cylindrical pods, 9 filled with nickel-cadmium batteries powering the system, and 1 housing the instruments, antenna, and transmitter. On 22 October 1943, U-537 surfaced in Martin Bay. A landing party, including meteorologist Dr. Kurt Sommermeyer, his assistant Walter Hildebrandt, and sailors, set about assembling the station on the windswept peninsula. To camouflage their work, they scattered American cigarette packs and labeled the station as belonging to the non-existent Canadian Meteor Service, a bizarre but calculated attempt to mislead any curious Allied observer.
Within 28 hours, the station was operational. It began sending back coded weather data, a treasure for German meteorologists eager to rival Allied forecasting. But nature had the final say. The station's power dwindled, and within a few weeks, its broadcasts faded into silence, its batteries exhausted, the unforgiving Arctic climate too much for delicate mechanisms. With the war raging, no one returned for Weather Station Kurt. Decades passed, and the world forgot it ever existed. It wasn't until 1977 that a Canadian geomorphologist named Peter Johnson stumbled upon the rusted remains, mistaking it for a local installation at first. Only when German records were examined did historians connect the dots, and in 1981, official teams unearthed the forgotten relic. Today, Weather Station Kurt stands preserved at the Canadian War Museum in Ottawa, a quiet testament to a strange corner of wartime strategy. It was not a battle of guns or bombs, but a battle for information fought in silence over windswept Arctic tundra. A forgotten installation, a ghost of a war, fought not merely on battlefields, but across oceans, skies, and even the weather itself.